But Jeremy, you don't just collect UFC cards. You also collect random awesome MMA and just martial arts cards in general. And when I was looking at your page and I watched this video of your rip, I thought these were so awesome and so hilarious. So tell us about these sumo cards.
Yeah, man. I've been watching sumo for a couple years now, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, these sumo cards are great. There's a really small set, so like for collectors, it's not very hard to build a set. You can build a set within, if you buy a couple boxes. There are autographs. I did pull an autograph out of this box of Goshoru, which is not the greatest sumo player out there, but he's still pretty young, so he could come
Nice.
into something. But
He's got
um,
potential.
yeah, yeah, it's fun. I love most of the Japanese products.
Hmm.
I think as far as quality control and designs, they do a lot better of a job. It's unfortunate I can't read all the shit on the back of them,
Yeah.
uh, unless I get Google Translate out.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're a lot of fun. The newest year, this year's cards, they do have case hits in them as well. So I think they're kind of starting to like change over to like get more people on board with buying them, getting more of the card collectors interested in collecting by saying, hey, there's autos, there's case hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
They added in like some shiny sparkle cards, which the
Nice.
Japanese do an amazing job with like parallels and stuff. They all look gorgeous.
So this is like kind of a niche product, right? And honestly, like a niche sporting. I would say it's a niche sport. I don't know necessarily how big it is over in Japan, but internationally, I would assume not a lot of sumos going on. So what is the demand for like this product? Are you selling these on the secondary market? Is it just purely a collection that you love? Like what is kind of your plan for these cards?
No, it's mostly just to collect. And it's really helped me get down. Like sumo's hard to figure out. There's so many different names. Everything's in Japanese, and it's hard to remember everybody's names. So the card collecting portion has
Mm.
actually helped me out quite a bit
Yeah, I could see that.
with just learning the sport in general, since I'm pretty new to it. Um, but as far as like pricing wise, I guess you could sell some of the autos. Like some of the bigger names go for quite a bit.
Yeah,
But everything, I'm keeping everything.
nice.
There's a new Yokozuna named Onosato, and he's
Okay,
very, very
hold on. What is a yokozuna? You got to treat me as a noob, man. You got to explain
so
this to me.
my bad. So Yokozuna, he's like that's the big dog. And
Okay.
to be a Yokozuna, you have to win I think it's like two major tournaments in a row or in a certain amount of time.
Okay.
Um, and it's not done very often. I think there's maybe been like 80 of them in like a couple hundred years or
Oh
something
wow.
crazy like that. So, yeah, and technically his rookie cards were in the last box I just bought. So I got a few of those. I kept some and then I sold a few.
Okay.
But other than that, these are just to have fun and rip and enjoy the sport a little bit more.
This was another super fun one that I saw, and this video was absolutely amazing. Tell us about these cards right here, man.
Yeah, first jujitsu cards ever made. So first time jujitsu had appeared on a card, 1918 or something like that, right? Pretty early on, I believe.
Insane.
Yeah, players cigarette cards. It's a fun little set. The pictures are ridiculous.
Yeah, they are.
Uh,
Look, this the TP choke is my favorite of all. Also,
oh,
this one's pretty awesome too. This one's
yeah,
pretty awesome.
yeah, for sure. But there's some really good techniques in there. Like we
Yeah,
were talking about the straight ankle lock.
yeah.
That's a good setup to drop down and finish that. But yeah, the backs of the cards are even more ridiculous. Just the descriptions
Uh-huh.
of the techniques, like the Stone Cold Stunner right there.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, very
Can I
cool,
get
man.
a hell? Can I get a hell yeah?
Oh wow, I didn't realize we had an impressionist on the interview today. That guy's
Stone Cold.
incredible, dude.
Yeah, Stone Cold's fun though. Like it's he's like just listening to him talk like because you think like it's a persona, but he actually fucking sounds like that. You
He's
know?
not acting. That's really him, man. That's really
Yeah,
him.
I went down to the damn grocery store today and bought some Apple Jacks. Like that's just how the dude talks.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't know if I would love that in person or if it would get old very quickly.
So
Having,
no,
having,
it would be, dude, it would have to be like a pretty obnoxious eventually.
Yeah. Speaking of kickboxing, tell me about this, man. Tell me about these.
Yeah.
What are these cards? And look how massive Bob Sapp is. I remember being young and like not knowing anything about MMA at all, and I just saw like a YouTube video of Bob Sapp, and I was like, no one is ever gonna beat this guy. And then I watched him fight, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he gets sleepy. He gets sleepy really fast. He
Yeah,
gets
dude.
tired real quick. And then like he started to realize like, hey, if I just ask for like the same amount whether I win or not, and
Yeah.
then I just go down in like 20 seconds, like
Hmm.
I still get paid a lot of money.
Yeah. That's a good businessman right there. He's getting paid for the shortest amount of work possible.
Yeah, I still have nightmares about him slamming Big Nog though. Just terrifying. Just picking Big Nog up and just dropping him on his head in pride.
I mean,
Like
he's a big, strong guy. There's no denying that. He was absolutely massive and probably on every anabolic steroid known to man at the time.
all the steroids. All of the steroids.
Yeah, so tell me about these cards. They're I'm guessing a kickboxing card with K1. When did you get these? Why did you get these? And why are they collectible and sweet?
Yeah, so I would say for anybody out there that's a UFC fan that's looking for a different product to buy, I think K1 Kickboxing, out of all the products I've ever opened, I've had the most fun with.
Nice.
A lot because I grew up watching kickboxing, so like it's nostalgic. I watched all these guys fight each other for years and years, because it was a pretty small group of them up at the top of the heap there for a decade or two.
Yeah.
So you got to watch these warriors just battle each other over and over again. And just opening those cards, I knew everybody already. That's where I started before I even bought any UFC product, because there was so much when you figure out there's UFC cards and you start looking for stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't know where to start. So I found some of these, and at that time, this was probably 3-4 years ago. It was still very reasonably priced. It was super cheap compared to now. So I bought a couple boxes of everything I could find and just started ripping those, and that's kind of how I got the bug. Um, but yeah, these cards in particular are absolutely amazing because this is fight worn stuff. So the Bob Sapp is fight worn boxing glove,
Oh wow,
and on the back it actually will tell you the date and who he fought.
that's sick.
Um, yeah, and the Peter Ertz is hand wrap.
Hmm.
His hand wrap under the boxing glove from a certain fight. So you're talking about fight not just fighter worn, fight worn
Right. Fight used. Yeah.
relics.
That's
Fight
really where the
used
magic is. Yeah.
relics,
Uh
which
huh.
is that's what I want. Like,
Yeah.
could you imagine if Tops came back out with like what did they do? The tail of the tape with the bandage in it, or the ground and pound with a piece of the mat and the tape in
Yeah.
it? Like they could do that, and it
Yeah.
would be amazing. But oof, yeah, I love those things. I got maybe 5 or 6 of those in different fighters, and I'm always out on the Japanese markets looking to hunt some more down. So, but
Yeah.
they're
The
slim pickings.
Yeah, I mean, for good reason, right? Like when we're talking about relics and collectability, like the story involved with whatever the memorabilia is really the main driver of the card. What makes it special? What makes it collectible? So for these to be like fight used, that's really where the magic is. And like I opened my midnight box yesterday, Carlos Prates. RPA, super sick card. It's got the canvas on there. I'm like, oh, what fight is this from? Turn it around, not any specific event. And I'm like, he probably didn't even fight on that canvas. So it's like nowadays the relics they really have just lost the way. And I I completely agree they could do this. I think it's logistics, but like just make it a small print run. Make it 5 or 10. It's going to take more time for you to manufacture. I understand that, but like give us the coolness, give us the history, make it happen, Tops.
Dude, I'm really sorry about your card, by the way.
it,
I'm
it,
so
it's all
sorry.
it's
I
all good,
saw the
man.
damage on it. It
Yeah.
brought a tear to my eye. Like, you spend all that money and you get a banger, and then
Yeah.
like it's got a little bit of damage to it. It's like, oh my God. Which is why another reason why I'm terrified to buy product,
Yeah.
to buy sealed product. It's just
No, I completely understand, man. And the best way to collect is always to buy singles. We touched on it briefly about like the modern products and the issues behind those. But another thing that I noticed when checking your channel out was this. And tell me about this. And when I watched this video, it was so fun to me. And I think this kind of mixes a good amount of like just interesting things that I'm passionate about with like movies and martial arts. So tell me about this product and what kind of luck you had with this.
Yeah, dude, I don't that had to be the degenerate buy of the year for me. I mean, it's not there's no luck in there. Like, I'm not even 100% sure that the relics and stuff that in there are actually from anything. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a pretty shady product. That being said, probably one of the funnest boxes I've ever opened up. I really
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. The cards, the main card where you get relics or something special was cool, but I mean, the other cards were shiny. They were kind of generic, but it's anytime I can get a card which has like Bruce Lee with nunchucks and shit swinging them
Yeah.
around, like I'll go for it. I'll give it a try.
Yeah, it's a good mix of one nostalgia, right? Because I'm sure this brought you back to watching like martial arts movies as a kid with Bruce Lee, but also like cinema and martial arts, and it had me thinking like, is there a space within the UFC world where people, would find value in this? Because I feel like everybody that's into martial arts, MMA, and the UFC also likes action movies, also likes kung fu. Tons of people were watching Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers growing up, punching people in the face. And I was like, man, this kind of makes me want to like think about other things that people could potentially get excited about when it comes to random off the wall, like just martial arts cards. And immediately I thought of Rocky Balboa and the massive movie, and they made cards on this, and I didn't even know they did.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but like that would be a sick little piece that you could have in your collection. Just kind of something different, something off the wall. And it also has like crossover appeal with people that in just pop culture. Like the UFC and MMA is still a pretty small niche area and niche sport. But when you're talking about like Bruce Lee, everybody in the world knows who Bruce Lee is. Everybody in the world knows who Rocky Balboa is. So I thought it was pretty funny checking this card out online.
Yeah, there's a lot of the old like mini posters that they used to display in the movie theaters back in like the
Oh
60s
yeah,
and
yeah.
70s and even older. There's a lot of those out there for sale that you can buy too that are super cool of like Bruce Lee movies, Chuck Norris movies. Um, I don't have any, but I see them all the time, and every time I see them, I'm like, like I don't need more
Yeah,
shit laying around my
right.
house, laying around my house. But like I'm always just like thinking about like I might get one of those because they're pretty cool, very nostalgic, retro to have. Um,
Yeah, man, super sick. I also you mentioned this guy. You mentioned the man, the myth, the legend, Chuck Norris. Look at this auto, dude. And also
Kick
look at
jumps,
yeah, look at
kick jumps out of
that.
America, dude. That card's literally on my radar right now.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I think
Because
everybody should have one of those. That's a badass card.
yeah, it is freaking amazing, man. I could just if okay, so you got the display behind you. Your buddy comes in, you're telling him he doesn't really care, but you're telling him about your cards, how cool it is. He sees this Chuck Norris. Anybody who sees this Chuck Norris in your display case is gonna love it, and it's gonna be their favorite card. I almost guarantee it. This was so hilarious and awesome to me when I saw
I mean, they even got the lighting and everything on it perfect.
it.
Like,
Yeah,
look at that thing. Like, it couldn't be any better.
it's in the glamour shots. They were in some photograph studio. Chuck Norris is just getting limber, stretching in the background with his
Um,
mustache and perfectly coiffed hair.
the only problem with that is I could use a little bit more chest hair,
Yeah, dude.
just a little bit more.
The first time I saw that scene where Bruce Lee rips out the chest hair of Chuck Norris, I honestly thought it was like a spoof. Because I was a little older when I saw that. I was probably like 12, so it wasn't, it was maybe 20 years ago. I was like, is this like a comedy thing? He rips his chest hair out, and doesn't he blow it or something funny like that?
Yeah, and I tell you what, Bruce better be careful with that because I'm not quite sure Chuck couldn't have kicked his ass. Chuck was a legit bad motherfucker, man. Like,
Yeah.
he was a world champion in kickboxing.
I mean, you see this. I see this right here. I'm gonna be leery about messing with that person. You got that hip mobility. He's up on the toe too, so he's got good rotational technique. If he's throwing low kicks or body kicks, I'd be worried
Well,
about it.
yeah, and this is even before he was working on that machine he had with like Cindy Lauper or whoever it was. No, it was who was it? Kathy
To-
Ireland.
the total gym. You want to get
Total, yeah.
you want to get absolutely ripped. You go ahead and buy yourself a total gym off Facebook Marketplace, and you're gonna be shredded. And I guarantee you, in 6 months, you're gonna be kicking like Chuck.
Dude, Chuck Norris is like 700. It works. It works.
Uh-huh. That's how you know. When you can stay fit, he's like 95 right now and he's still fit walking around the total gym.
Crazy.
Hey, that's
Crazy.
Total Gym, sponsor your boy, and we can make something happen.
Yeah, look out for me in Box Alarm. Come on, what's going on?